welcome back to my channel RJ Trades. If you have not liked and subscribed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. In this video I'm gonna talk about like what happens when the call or put you sold get in the money, right? A lot of people are selling call and puts. They are putting collateral as a leap as a collateral, or even 100 shares as a collateral. So what happens? What happens if the one you sold get in the money? So what are your options? And I'm gonna talk about all those things. So let's kind of get started with the call, right? So let's say you have a call. So this is just call. When you buy a call, it's just right to exercise, basically right to buy the underlying at that strike price, which you can execute it anytime before the expiration. That's all, right? So basically I can buy this GRWG stock, which is at 1796 at $10. So I can pay so it has to be 100 stocks, so I can pay 100 times 10, that will be $1,000, and get 100 shares of that. But I do lose this 835, that's the current value. So in fact, exercising before the expirations, you lose that value. So it's probably like not a good practice, or there's no reason to exercise it. You can just sell this at 835 and then add some money and buy it at the market price, right? So you can always do that, because you can buy right now at 1796. If you add 8 and 18, you are losing that difference in value. That's the time value just by exercising. So not a good solution. But when you have a call, for example, you are buying a call, so what happens? So if you don't exercise, you can always sell it at any time. So in fact, I don't suggest holding till expiration. So the thing is, like, you don't have that time value at expiration. So usually you should always close out before the expiration. There's no risk for assignment when you are buying something. You are only, the risk of assignment is when you have short leg, which is you sold something. So that's the main topic for today, and we're gonna cover. So I just wanted to make clear, like, when you buy just the call, there's no risk of assignment. You can exercise it, but assignment cannot happen. Seems like some people are confused with that, and it kind of get confusing sometimes. So just to clear that out, so that's done with the straight call. So now let's say you have so I have an example. I have a leap. So I have a leap, Boeing leap, 150 or 130, something like that. And I have a two leap actually. And I can keep those leap as a collateral and sell weekly calls. And exactly that's what I'm doing right now. This expires on 10/16 and contract -2, which means I sold two calls. I sold at around $108, and current value is pretty much down, so about 150, so 70 something, 77 right now. It's 77, so I sold um, somewhere around here, I guess, and right now so I'm making money, right? So when you sell a contract, whether it's your 100 shares or leap, you want the value to go down. So basically, you sold, you got more credit, you want that credit to basically go to zero. That's when your max profit, and max profit here in this case is 108. I cannot make more than $108, right? So it's slowly going down in value as the time passes, or stock remains same, or stocks even goes down, since it's a call. So if its stock goes down, I make money, because since I sold it, right? If you bought it, then it's just the opposite. So a lot of people ask, like, what happened? So let's start with kind of stock. So you have 100 shares and you sold call, right? Let's say I had 100 BA shares for in this example. So let's assume like I'm selling uh, call. So I'm selling a call here actually. So BA 180 call. So what happens if this call gets in the money? In the money basically means BA is above 180. So if it's, there's a few scenarios, right? By the, it's all on the day of expiration. On the day of expiration, if BA is 180, below 180, right? If it's below 180, then this option expire worthless. So you collect all the credit. I collected 108, and I also have 100 stocks. So we are looking at stocks first, right? But what happens if it's above 180, right? So if it's one above 80, if you do nothing, you will have to sell your 100 stocks at 180. That's the price. Always strike is the price the stock get traded. So if it's above 180, then hopefully the somebody else will exercise. And but sometimes if it's like 180.1 or 180.2 or even 180.05, people may not exercise and just leave it because there's not much juice there, right? But if it's 180 to 183, they will exercise. Basically they are buying this at 180 and they will sell it market at 80 to make $200. So if you do nothing, your 100 shares will be get sold, you are done with it. That's case one, right? So if you want to do something, let's say you don't want to sell those 100 shares, you want to keep it. So what you can do that is just buy back this contract, right? So before, let's say here I got 100 credit, right? 108 credit. So if it's 100 and 181, you can just buy back at $1 at expirations, right? If you close around about 3 or 4 p.m., you should be able to close out with the $1. Pretty straightforward. You can do that. Then you just made $8 since you got credit before. Now you paid $100, so you made $8 and you still have the stock. And if it's more, then you have to pay more. Let's say if it goes 185, you pay about about $5, right? So each dollar up is basically $100. So if it's 85, the value at expirations will be about $5. You got $100 already, so you will make about what, $400, right? That's your profit. So pretty much that's it. If you want to hold it, just buy it back. But if you don't want to hold it, then you can do is you can just leave it like that, and it will be just basically it will get sold at whatever price that is. That's out for your if you have 100 stock. So what about leap? Let's say you have a leap, right? Let's say you have a leap. So what happens when you have a leap? So again, this depends upon the broker to broker. So some broker handles differently than others, so you do want to check your broker what you are how they handle it. But if you have a leap and if it's not in the money, it's the same things, like you get the credit and everything. But if it's at the money, right, your leap isn't collateral. So what happens? So lot of broker or Robinhood, they actually do what they do is they will check at 3 p.m. and if they found that even there's a risk of it's getting in the money, they will just close out at 3 p.m. So if it's 181, they will just buy it back. So they will deduct like $100 or whatever current price and buy it back, and you still have a leap. So some others other brokers like TD. So what happens in TD? You are short. So one thing is I suggest only you to take control of it. So you can always buy it back, right? If you buy it back, you are done with it. You don't need to worry about it. But what happens if you don't buy it? So if you leave it, what happens is, so when you sold call, you are selling the 100 shares. Here in this case, you do not have 100 shares. Leap just acts as a collateral, but it's not really 100 shares, right? It just acts as a collateral. So what happens is, for those broker, you will be negative 100 shares. You will be assigned 100 shares, right? So negative, so you have to sell the shares, like, so you will be net negative, you'll be short 100 shares. So in order to do like, you have to buy those back, right? So your broker will show a negative 100 shares, and coming Monday you have to buy back. So if it's up, if it's going up, you lose money because you sold at that particular price, but you have to buy back at higher price, right? So by whatever the market price. If it's down, you can actually make money. So you can actually make money, and it happens sometimes. So if it goes down on Monday, you can make money. Otherwise, you will just be 100 shares short 100 shares. So you'll be negative 100 shares since you don't have. So and you can have a margin call too. And if it's margin call, then they can actually sell your leap, sell anything. Like, they don't care whether leap or anything. So the best is just close it out. Close it out, handle yourself. That way you don't need to worry about that. Nothing gonna happen to your leap. It just acts as a collateral. They're not gonna sell leap. But if you are margin call negative, you don't have any account, they can sell anything, right? They don't care whether it's a BA leap. They can even, if you might have other position, they may liquidate those. So they will just randomly liquidate. It's all automated process. Nobody gonna check it like, oh, this looks good and I'm gonna hold it, right? Pretty much that's about it. So I guess this clear out a lot of confusion you guys are having. What happens when when the sold contract gets in the money. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, just comment below. Other than that, thank you everyone, and thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.